Sometimes in my talk I speak about this whole idea of transcending the duality. Like this physical world is just all duality. It's up, down, good, bad, male, female, east, west, north, all of.
Well, it helps you focus. In other words, if you don't know what you don't want, you can't know what you do want. We call that step one.
But
Causes you to ask. You just made a lifestyle out of it.
But when you when you step out of this, when I step out, when I take my last breath and step out into the non-physical, there'll be no opposites. There's
contrast, but from this physical perspective, it would be indiscernible. In other words, for a while we've been talking about the three-step process of creation, and we say ask is the first step, and contrast helps you to pinpoint that.
What do you mean by contrast? Is it
variety, difference.
I see.
Knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want. So that causes you to launch these vibrational rockets of desire, so to speak. And Source receives them and becomes a vibrational match to them immediately. So when you ask, it is immediately given. But there's often quite a vibrational gap between what you're asking for and where you're hanging around. That's what you were talking about. You were asking for that forgiveness, but you were hanging around in something quite different. So this gap is what is uncomfortable. So then step 3 is what we've been calling allowing. That's where you find some way to find vibrational alignment with what you're asking for. It really is the path of least resistance. But if you've been practicing a strong other path, it sometimes doesn't feel like the path of least resistance, but it ultimately is. That's why you ultimately reemerge into non-physical. So now you close the gap. And when you close the gap, what you're asking for and what Source has already answered and where you are vibrationally is all in the same place. And now you can receive the inspiration. Now you can begin to realize the details of what you've been asking for. So recently, we've been talking a lot about your point of attraction, because most people have no idea that they are emanating a signal and that everything that comes to them is coming in response to that signal. Point of attraction. And so we've been likening your point of attraction to that emotional scale that some of you have heard us talk about. There's the Henri disc. It's a spinning disc, If everybody's Henri today, you might want to acknowledge you're on the Henri disc. Esther said it's like the 7 dwarfs. There's the Henri disc and the happy disc and the grumpy disc. She's got about 200 dwarfs now, passive-aggressive. So as you accept responsibility for what your point of attraction is, and you deliberately try, first thing in the morning, to maintain that pure frequency that holds no resistance in it longer. After a little while, it takes about 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 days of getting up every morning and reaching for it. You've been doing it for a long time. And once you find that, then what happens is momentum begins to flow into your experience. That's when you get insight. That's when manifestations like emotions and good ideas begin to flow into your experience. And so something that you said earlier made us want to talk to you about that. Esther said, please call it step 4, please call it step 4, please call it step 4. Because when you hang around on that high-flying disc consistently and make it all the way through breakfast without falling off, or maybe even till lunchtime, or maybe even through the day, and then you begin making the association between the lovely things that happen to you in this day and the relationship that they have to the vibration that you've chosen, now and only now, are you then able to co-create with non-physical. So then we're getting right to the heart of the question that you just asked, because it's such a good one. So now I'm on this high-flying disc and I feel really good. And I've been there for a while and things are letting me know that I'm there, because I'm rendezvousing with nice people and traffic's nice to me, and I'm zigging and zagging and finding good parking places, and most of all I feel clarity, so I'm not confused, and things are working out in my life experience on all fronts. And I can tell that I have shifted, like you said. I've made a dramatic vibrational shift that is sustainable, because I did it on purpose and I practiced it on purpose, and now I own it. It's mine. So now, from that vibrational place of supreme alignment, still, problems can present themselves to you. There's still contrast. But the difference is The problem doesn't rip you from the disc. It looks like an opportunity. It looks like something that's interesting. It looks like something that you'd like to think about. It doesn't look like something that overwhelms you or overtakes you or defeats you or doesn't like you. It's just a simple choice, you see. It's a lovely thing to get it that you're vibrational. Offer your vibration on purpose. Watch how everything responds to the vibration that you're offering on purpose. And then watch contrast show itself to you in poignant moments like at 3:13 in the morning.